Joining us now, Heritage Foundation economist Steve Moore. Steve, it's always great to have you. President Biden has drained this SPR down more than any other president. What he's doing is not what we would call usual, even though they're saying it is. So what happens when we have a real emergency? Because we've got a situation where the SPR has been cut in half and not replenished because there are inflationary issues and the energy policy issues that haven't put supply back online have pushed oil prices up to $80. What do we do?
So first of all, the Biden administration is putting out this message that, this is what every president does, draw down the strategic reserve when gas prices rise. And that's just not true. I mean, I've been following this for 30-some years. Presidents use the Strategic Petroleum Reserve normally for what it is, what we created it for, which is if you have a crisis, if you have a tornado or an earthquake or a hurricane or a terrorist attack that disrupts our energy supply, and then you have the reserve. What's really irresponsible here, Jackie, is that you have a president now who's just playing politics with the SPR. He's drawing down the reserve because he thinks this is going to help. I mean, in fact, they're being honest about it. They're saying, well, this is a way to bring down gas prices. Incidentally, 1 million barrels of oil. That's about going to maybe bring the gas price down 2 or 3 cents. I mean, it's not going to make much difference at all. And you are also right that they've already liquidated about well over 100 million barrels from the Strategic Petroleum Reserve. It's running on empty.
Yeah. The former President Trump out in the Bronx yesterday for a rally. In your opinion, what's the single biggest reason why his message is resonating in traditionally big blue cities?
Because big blue cities are a disaster today. I mean, it's so sad to see. I'm from Chicago. I love Chicago. It's a great city. I grew up in Wrigley Field. So, and I see what's happening in Chicago. I see what's happening in Milwaukee. I see what's happening in San Francisco, in Oakland, Los Angeles. It's almost every city that has put in place a, quote, progressive government is destroying their city. There's crime, there's garbage, the schools stink, you can't, you pay high taxes. This is what progressive governance does. It destroys an area. And so we've got to get back to great mayors who do the things that you have to do. You got to enforce the laws. You got to fight the crime. You got to clear the garbage. You can't let the homeless encampments on every street corner, right?
That's right. Hey, former President Trump last night, one of his signature lines was saying he's going to turn Bidenomics into Meganomics. Listen to this, Steve.
On day one, we're going to throw out Bidenomics and going to replace it with Meganomics, like your hats, Meganomics. And I will give you lower taxes. We're going to cut it still lower. Remember, when I cut taxes, I gave you the biggest tax cut in the history of our country, bigger than the Reagan tax cuts.
And Steve, those taxes always get maligned and misrepresented in the press. You say they're the centerpiece, though. Tell us more.
They sure are. I mean, first of all, after that tax cut, we brought a lot of jobs back to the United States, millions of jobs. We brought over $1 trillion of capital from the rest of the world back to the United States as we lowered the tax rate on American businesses. And yes, Donald Trump ran a pro-business administration because you know what? You know this, and most people watching this show know it, but I don't think Joe Biden does. You cannot have jobs without healthy businesses. And yes, that make a profit. I mean, he acts as if profits is a dirty word. Yeah, we wouldn't have a stock market. You wouldn't have your show if we didn't have profits. Come on, what is this?
Absolutely. You raise the corporate tax rate, companies are going to lay people off. That's just the way it goes. Steve Moore, thank you so much. Great to see you.
Good stuff.
See you guys.